Hello friends, and welcome back to the coverage of the Music City Open, presented by Lone Star Disc, hosted by the Music City Disc Golf Club. This is Championship Sunday. We are on the back nine at Cedar Hill. We have a great finishing 9 holes coming up. Tyler Horne, current leader at 20 under. Dutch Napier just 4 back, both shooting 5 down for this final round. Matt Kreider 6 down and shooting a hot front 9. He is 4 back and tied with Dutch, and Jason, Ray, and Matt are all right there in the mix, battling it out for that top 5 finish. This is the MP40 division from the age-protected amateur weekend at the Music City Open as we look at hole 10, 373, par 4 downhill. This played as the second easiest hole right behind hole 9. We got the front 9 coverage out there. Go back and check it out if you haven't already. The straight hyzer shot is a play. There's gaps on the left. This is throw something that's going to get you close and what you feel comfortable with. We got 2 guardian tree gaps in the beginning to deal with, but players that can navigate those 2 are almost guaranteed to get themselves down the circle 2, possibly in range for the eagle on this par 4. Great drive by Dutch, just turning out to the right. If it can get on edge or just get flat and keep it from rolling left, awesome. So there he goes. He has that range. I would say that's probably just edge circle 1. I'd give it just past C1 there. Tyler now knowing that he wants to stick this close to keep from losing one stroke to Dutch, possibly 2. Where he got far enough down there, I don't think there's any way he could be parring this hole now. So, just get through there is all these guys got to do, and they're at least be in position for the birdie 3. Any early hits, and this is what you're looking at as Jason's trying to navigate a patent pending and gives it quite the run. Awesome upshot by Jason to get down to C1. Elevated basket makes running that a little more scary than normal. I really like how this has how they elevated, they put the timbers around it. Anything kicking off of it, you can usually get caught up inside there, as that one did, flying in, and stay within the bounds of the bullseye pretty much. And now Dutch for eagle. There it is. Gaining the stroke, at least 1, for sure 1 on Tyler's. I did ask him, I know round 2 I wasn't sure, and I was taking a stab. Those black putters and all of his putters that he has for throwing, putting PA2s. So we see everybody else pretty much tap it out for their birdies here, trying to get better at what these players are throwing, especially as we see them on coverage more and more, covering more MP40 division tournaments. So again, hole 10, par 4, second easiest. There's 2 eagles. Deke Heiser, shout out for the other eagle. Him and Dutch both getting the eagles on the hole.
I just think the plastic is very premium. It's a high quality material. The way the disc feels in my hand.
I think it's the quality of plastic.
It's unlike any other plastic that you'll find in the industry.
The quality is better than any other company out there.
Again, just consistent plastic. It's something I can consistently trust on every single throw.
There's so many discs to choose from, and I guarantee if you tried every disc in the lineup, you're gonna wanna put multiple discs in your bag.
It's extremely high quality. You can only say so much, they have to eventually just try it themselves and see.
Hole 11, par 3, 210 uphill, third easiest hole. So the players are looking at 9, 10, and 11 on this back stretch here, down in the bottoms, as you could say, as 3 of the easiest holes on the course, scoring average-wise. There is something that's going to be straight. There is plenty of opportunity for that disc to kick left or right with all the trees in the fairway here on this one. It averaged .46 under par. It did have the lowest scoring average on the day at a 254. 52% of the field birdie in hole 11. So these early tree kicks, early or short throws, they're not looking good. You don't get up in there for that 2, you are for sure losing strokes to half the field, and I would say everybody on the top half of the leaderboard nearly. It's got to sit. Tyler's got that comfortable lead, but I mean, there's still we're at after this 7 holes left, so it's not a sure thing yet. It's Dutch is staying in contention. He's already chipped away 1 on it. Tyler needing this to probably get it back, giving it a good run. And it looks like Dutch is about the same distance. Ralph Matra had the ace on the day for hole 11 here at Cedar Hill. Good bid by Dutch. I believe that was the 3rd ace for the MP40 division. Derek Green, fellow commentator, aced hole 1 at Seven Oaks, round 2. We shared that post. If you haven't seen it, it's on the socials. We actually put the video of it on his wife recorded the ace. Awesome downhill putt by Albert, comebacker there basically, and looking straight down the hill as the only birdie on the group. So yeah, we got Derek Green on coverage. So hole 12, 308-foot par 3 uphill. Definitely more room than the previous hole. A little bit longer. There's heavy trees left and right, foliage and thick brush. Just anything that can get you straight. You've been throwing it, something you might have thrown on the last hole that can get you up here. This hole played .04 over par, seeing a 28% birdie percentage on the day. Early kick by Tyler. So nestled up there for a par. But it could be giving one back to Dutch on this. DeLong within 2 now of the lead. Big birdie opportunity for Dutch.
Oh, how you airball it?
Didn't like it out of his hand. Jason will take the birdie. Going 15 down for the tournament so far. Tyler in for par. Didn't lose anything to Dutch. We do want to note that Matt Kreider has gone 4 in a row through 10, 11, and 12, or 9, 10, 11, and 12 here. All right, hole 13, 283 par 3, blind to the tee, this basketball location. You'll see players throwing something high. Push it a little high, not to the right, let it spike into the pin. You can throw it low, it is uphill, so there's a chance that, any skips early will skip it further left and keep you short of the basket. We did see, I think we had somebody come off the metal. Yeah, we had a player hit off the metal last year in the final round on this hole, so the ace possibility is there. It's a little early for Jason. This hole played 4th easiest in scoring for MP40 division. %37% of the field birdied this hole, so we'll see how our card stacks up against those numbers. Dutch 3 back off the lead, looking at getting something close. And it's about the distance he had last round. More obstructed. He's going to have to probably get on and take a knee or really stretch out to get a look at that basket from there, though. If you do miss right, or if you do come up, any spot that's not under the basket or right in front of it, you want to be more to the right. It is open. You get a little bit taller of a ceiling on that right side. Albert off to the right. He just comes off the front of the cage. That's been a tough repeat, though, for the last 2 rounds now. Just drawing a lot of metal, Albert has been. Excuse me. Great putt by Jason. Cashed it in on that birdie percentage. So that's just seen, and you got to assume, he's within circle. He's running no matter what, but you got to assume that, Tyler's guaranteed his birdie as well. So this is to keep from losing a stroke. And yeah, that low ceiling, not being able to get a full swing or rotation with the arm, not being able to take a full putting stance definitely had an impact probably on that putt there as Tyler goes in for birdie. Hole 14, 329 foot, another blind tee shot to the basket. Players are going to throw uphill right about the crest of the hill where the cedar tree is in the middle. It slowly starts to slope back down towards the basket, and then after the basket, it significantly drops. The elevation shouldn't play much of a factor after the tee shot. You know, you can throw something nose up. You throw a forehand nose up, and you're going to be able to get it off to the right. There's that gap on the left to get around that cedar tree. It's pretty much beat that tree, and you can get something close here in this hole. Hole 14 had 11% birdie numbers on the field. Early right by Jason. And the cedar trees in the middle of the fairway collecting the disc there. Definitely shapes up to something that Albert's probably liking. And just threw a low. As we said on the front nine, this course, you can see all the roots, the hard pack. This course being built in 1998 is really beat in. The cedars and the hillside, you know, it really could tell it gets dried out. I'm sure this place plays super tough later in the year. But even now, with the little bit of rains that we've had in the last few weeks, there's so much on the ground as far as rock and roots from these trees that ground play is so unpredictable at this course compared to maybe Cane Ridge. Great upshot by Albert. Ooh, that had a great bid by it. That turnover, that would have been a huge putt to put some pressure on Tyler to get within 2 of the lead. Or 3, excuse me. So yeah, the field, 11% birdie percentage on the day for the MP40. You see, it's a tough hole for anything that's not a forehand wide enough. Even Albert with his forehand just couldn't get a wide left to be able to make it work. Hole 15, 674 foot par 4. Repeat trend here. Cannot see the basket off the tee. You're throwing uphill, then it's immediately back downhill once you get through this landing zone right here. Anything off to the left or right can leave you in some trouble. As this pin, where it's positioned, you want to be in a spot where you can throw that hyzer or, you know, whatever you prefer that's going to go right to left to get inside this hill. This hill is going to catch stuff, and anything that's early is going to be held up early with those trees. Very tough approach to the green. I really like this green. I like the amount of danger there is inside circle 1. It really makes you want to, you know, you need to know where you need to put that disc. You want to practice this hole and figure out where you want to be off the tee and then where you need to be off of your second shot to give yourself a chance, even just for par on this par 4. Tyler's pushing that left side. He had the turnover he wanted, but it came out early. Great roll away. Yeah, still, it's on the outside of those trees. It's something where, you know, if you have the tool, if you have that forehand in your bag, you can work it there. if you can probably get a pad pending with that, where you're stepping away from the tree line backing out, you might be able to get something. It'll be a tough play from there, but it's better than being up and inside those trees on the left. Hole 15 played as the hardest hole on the day. 9% of the field birded this hole, 4.57 over par. Excuse me, 0.57 over par, averaged 4.57. It was not 4 strokes over par. Dutch looks like he's trying to throw something, skip it in there, but it'll just short, gets the roll. Still a lot to work with. He's going to be behind those tall trees there, circles 2, maybe more, probably closer to circle 1. About 40 feet there left. Great shot by Jason. Pushed it a little long, but it's plenty open back there. Could probably find a straddle out or even a normal standstill putt from back in that area. Let's see, here's stepping away from the woods with this patent pending by Tyler. And yeah, playing the skip shot. Great scramble. Great second shot by Tyler. Based on where Dutch is, he's, Tyler's closer. You got to run this putt. Tight gap here. Oof. And he would have run. But no, where Tyler was, there was no other option on that. Downhill, and you could get away from you and make this hole even more difficult quick, but Jason was further in there than I thought, that I remember. For birdie. So as these players tap out, quick recap, Matt Kreider is 11 down on the round. He birdied this hole. Tyler is 8 down on the round. There is a bad on now at this point. Dutch has found himself in third place as Tyler's 23 under par heading into hole 16 with a slight lead. And again, we're talking about another blind tee shots. These could be tough. If you don't have the practice, if you're not familiar with the course, especially ones where you're throwing uphill and you're like, okay, which tree am I aiming for? Which gap am I trying to hit? These definitely can be tough. And when you're only 1 or 2 strokes in the lead or 1 or 2 back, there's a lot of pressure here. Tyler lining up his buzz, needing to put something close. Through the right side gap and just around the back of the pin. Great drive, well executed, exactly what he's looking for. Dutch is needing an ace now. Yeah, the Strider ready. Short. Oh, what a skip. The ground play gave him a chance for it. He skipped it up to the pole, but that would have been awesome to see. Hung it out a little wide, and it came in early. It's going to be out. Bit high left, but a little bit more to deal with over there in that putt than he would probably be hoping for. Albert going wide, it needed to get back. And he got caught up on the tree right before the wood line, so Albert for his birdie putt to go 13 down and to keep in the top 10. Well done. Big putt late in the round. Good bid by Jason, just over the top. Cedar Hill is really making them work today. You know, just barely getting off the fairway. And Tyler is in for birdie, so he's walking this one in. He's needing 2 more holes. He did gain a stroke on Matt Creditor here, being with him birdieing it versus Matt not getting hole 16. So,
welcome to Music City Disc Golf. We are a 501c3 nonprofit public charity here in Nashville, Tennessee. We strive on including men, women, juniors, and providing competition for all skill levels. We would like you to come be a part of Music City Disc Golf.
hole 17, 420-foot par 3 downhill. This is within everybody's wheelhouse to stick it close. The trouble that we'll see here is that right side. You want to throw something that's slowly going down, but it's not going to be too understable. Throwing it downhill is going to let the disc just hang out to the right, and there's plenty to catch it on that right side. Skipping long. We'll leave you with a tough comebacker, but it is open down there, down and long and left. You really just don't want to get hung up on that right side. It has to be something that's going to finish left. And that looks really well. See that this is just hanging out there, flattened out. Just short of the circle, right around it. Eye level with the basket. Elevated basket, yes. Throwing the same throw he threw on 16 with that Prodigy Strider. Kicking Tyler's disc just a little bit more closer. Napier finding himself in some trouble on the left with the forehand turnover. Probably turning over more than what he wanted, if at all. You know, it's important to, when you release forehand, backhand, keep those shoulders parallel to the ground, keep it going downhill. It can be tough to do, especially in a hole like this where you're throwing, you know, you got flat ground for the first 30, 40 feet before it starts to slope down. Jason's seeing what happens when you get that skip coming in hot. Albert trying to navigate the honeysuckles. Ooh, he got out of there. Okay. Now Jason, who went long off the tee. Just a low sailing throw from there. Tough scramble. Albert trying not to cause any more damage than what there was with the early turn and tee shot. Tyler running that off the top of the cage. And he's still going to be out now. Oh, excuse me. They're gonna let Dutch go. I thought the way he was acting, he went pretty far down there. And Dutch with the bird. So gaining a stroke on Tyler with 2 to go. It may not be enough. Still 4 strokes back. Tyler's got to come back here for par. It's just enough in that those trees could be an issue, though. Oof. So you get it, like you want to run the putt, you feel good about it, you step up there, you look, okay, like I got this, and that's perfect. Like, right, you want to be committed to your putt, and I'm sure he was 100% committed to that run, and everybody's gonna second guess it, but not when, you know, mentally, not when you're committed to it. You don't think you're gonna miss it, you're not gonna plan for the miss. So it's just a tough break for Tyler here on this 17th hole on this round, but 53rd hole in the tournament. Here's a look ahead at 18, Matt. So he's throwing his second shot, putting himself in a gap. So we'll look at that when we get to the drone flyover. This is Matt's throwing third on the par 518.
Great shot.
And he doesn't have but a pitch up and a putt tap out for a par. That could get him within range of a birdie, really making Tyler work now off the tee for 18. So let's see, Matt was just to the right here, par 5, 773 feet. Any drives you want to push him out into this open area and really get him close to this gap. You don't have to get into the gap off the tee to give yourself a chance for a birdie, but getting to the gap and staying a little to the left is good. Anything to the right, you're cut off. You're gonna have to throw blindly into this tunnel shot here. It's shaped a little S-shaped to the basket before it goes back uphill. So, you know, you get out to the beginning of the tunnel, and then you just throw something that's going to get you down in the tunnel. And I'd say play it as a par 3 from there. Don't try to bite too much early, or it will fight back. Dutch's forehand's going high off the tee, trying to get it into the tunnel, and it just got caught up in the early stuff, right? This is the chase card now, making their approach to the green. Matt is in position for the birdie. It would be a long uphill birdie putt based on where we see him land. As we watch Tyler now, his drive on 18. And he too is going to be caught up early on our right side. This looks really good. Really well done by Albert, getting it wide enough and long enough to get it around. And he'll get it inside the gap. Great tee shot by Albert on the final hole. As we catch the end of Matt's upshot, so he's not in, but he's under the basket for a par. So he will finish at 22 under. Oh, this looks really well done. You got it deep inside the gap, off to the right. We're approaching from the right side, you know, taking that inside gap. So yeah, here's Matt tapping out for par to go 22 down on the round and to be within 1 of Tyler Horne. 12 under, hot round there for Matt. Back to the leaders. Albert just throwing together some great lines. Awesome tee shot to get within range to be able to deliver that disc down to that he could have an outside chance at eagle here on 18. So Tyler's second shot worked really well from our position back on the outside of the fairway, but looks like he pushed a little too far to the left, and now he's got, all he has to do is get up and down for par here to stay one up over Matt. It's not bad. He's out in the fairway. He's not up against anything. It just needs to get to the basket within 2 from there. Dutch with the tree cake. Still got forward progress on that. You see the gap that Tyler's probably going to try to hit. Oh, just inside. So he's got that distance remaining for a par and the win and to keep from getting into a playoff. And Albert has that for birdie. What a way to play the hole, to play the final hole of this tournament. Well done, Albert. Leaves it high and right. Needs the bogey to force the playoff now. And Dutch, that would have put him one back behind Matt had that gone in. Oh, he wanted it. He was ready to run it down. Good bid by Jason, just off the front of the cage. And again, when you're committed to a putt like he was on 17, I don't fault him for running it. You don't think about the layups. You don't practice that layup, and it's definitely going to be one to look back on now because we're heading into a playoff for the MP40 championship at the Music City Open. As everybody taps out, Albert having one of the 9 birdies on hole 18. Well done. Card finalizing up their scores, and we'll be heading back to hole 1. All right, get into it. Tyler Horne 7 down around, but it was Matt Kreider shooting the 12 down to tie it, forcing a playoff here at the Music City Open. Dutch and Jason 20 down, 15 down respectively. Albert finishing 13 down. It was great having everybody on the cards. And now it's come down
Gents,
to
we have a tie at the top of the MP40 division between Matt Kreider and Tyler Horne. We are going to go into a sudden death playoff. You'll play until the winner comes out. We're going to draw for tee order here, just 1 and 2. There we go. 2. So Tyler will throw first off the tee. Matt will throw second. All right. When you are ready, John.
Thank you, brother.
Sure.
So at disc golf sudden death playoff format, players rotate who tees first, no matter what happens. And of course, if one bird is in one par, is the birdie wins. All it takes is just one better stroke than your opponent. And they'll play it until they get there. Matt's drive pushed it probably about 20 feet closer than Tyler's. Not inside circle one, but definitely within a lot better feeling, probably more comfortable distance range here. Tyler for birdie. Oof. The Cedars collect it. Guaranteed par look from there. So here we go, folks. Matt Kreider has this for a birdie and the championship. What a putt. What a putt. Not a throw. What a putt by Matt. Congratulations, Matt Kreider. 2023 Music City Open MP40 champion. He shot 12 down. Hot round for final round there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your MP40 Division Champion for the 2023 Music City Open presented by Lone Star Disc, Mr. Matt Kreider. Yes, sir. Good shooting out there today, man. Hot.
Thanks
Good
a lot,
stuff.
guys. Thanks for filming. I don't have a sponsor to thank, so thanks, Mom.
1040 rated round. Congratulations, Matt. Thanks again to all the Music City Disc Golf staff and crew for having us out there, and Doc for hosting us. And it was a lot of fun. Congratulations to the players.
Absolutely.
One more time, let's look at that leaderboard. So Matt Kreider finishing on top in the playoff, shooting 12 down, 1040 rated final round. Josh Hawk, Ray Hill shooting 8 and 6. Brandon, Alex Aguilar, everybody within 10 of the lead. So it was tight up until the end, and then 54 holes came down to one more. We need one more to settle it, and hopefully we'll see you guys all back next year. Thanks again.